Okay, so welcome to lecture everyone, and in this lecture I'm going to show you practically that how you will be able to draw a different kind of a shape. For example, a circle, a rectangle, maybe a elliptical shape, maybe a polygon, maybe drawing a line, maybe a text. So how you will be able to use a CV2 library, and out of that you all will be able to draw a different kind of a shape, and which is very much important. So when you will try to do an implementation of any kind of algorithm and you have to detect an object, you have to write some sort of a logic over there with respect to a particular line. So these things will come into a picture. So let me share my screen, and here what I can do is I can try to do an import of import CV2. So this is a main library. Then I can try to import basically a NumPy over here as NP for a numerical computation, and then import matplotlib dot pyplot as PLT. So these are the import that we have to do, guys. These are the libraries that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to try or I'm going to write basically a function, so which is going to help me out in terms of showcasing all the images in my console or in my Jupyter notebook. So I can write my own custom function called as show image. This is going to take two variables, so title. You can try to pass for an image, and then you can try to pass a image itself, and it will be able to plot that image. It is going to basically showcase that images. How it will be able to showcase? So CV2 function I'm going to use, and then CVT color, and here I'm going to pass my image variable, the image variable which my function is going to consider, and then CV2 dot I can try to write so color color color, and underscore, so bgr to RGB. Yeah, so to RGB. So this is something that I can try to use, so which is going to basically showcase my images. So here image image underscore RGB. So in a RGB format, this is going to showcase my images. Now what I can do is that I can try to call plot plt dot show, or im show is a function, so imshow show, and here so I'm going to pass my image that I have created in a previous step. Now this function is going to basically showcase my image finally inside my this Jupyter notebook, and maybe I can try to set a title. So this is one of the function which is already available, title title, so where you can try to showcase a title of images if you want, and then plt dot axis and axis I can try to keep it off for now, and then finally I can try to call plot dot show. So finally it is going to showcase my image. So whatever image we are going to pass, or whatever title that we are going to give over here, so this function will be helping me out in terms of showcasing those images. As simple as that. Okay, now so maybe I can try to show you a demo. So I can try to read out this particular image that I have. Yeah, so this particular image, and then I can try to use this particular function to show you this same thing. So here to get the image img, so I can try to call cv2 dot im read, and here so I can try to give my one dot jpg image. Now this is going to read the images, and we all know that this is going to read the images in a NumPy format. Yeah, so this is going to read the images into a NumPy format, and then there will be 3 channels over here. Now, so I have to showcase this image with the help of my show image function. So this is my show image function. I'm going to call it, and then title my own image, and then I can try to pass my image over here. Now, so here you must be able to see that it is showing my images inside this Jupyter notebook itself. So I'm just trying to do the same thing, right? Nothing much over here. Now, so this function I will be calling again and again. So whenever I'll be showing you the experiments, again, you can try to use even a CV2 function directly. So that we have already used in my previous lecture. So you can try to follow that, or maybe you can try to use this particular function, a custom function that we have already created. Okay. Now, the very first part that I'm going to perform over here is that let's try to create a blank canvas. Yeah, blank canvas. Let's try to create it with certain dimension. So here numpy.0 I can try to call, and here so I can try to define basically 400 400 cross 400 and then 3. So this is the 0 array. So numpy dot 0. So this is going to generate a 400 cross 3. So this is the array it will be able to generate. And if I'm going to execute it, so yeah, so this is basically a array it is going to generate, and I'll be converting this entire array in a form of images. Okay, in a form of images. Now here, so I can try to call it as a canvas. Okay, so I'll try to call that as a canvas, and then here, so if I'm going to call show image, and here I can try to write canvas and canvas comma, canvas is basically title, right? And then canvas variable if I'm going to call. So it is giving me an error. So depth is 6, CV64, unsupported depth of a image input. Okay, fine, not an issue. So maybe I can try to like fix this one by calling a data type. So here D type. So for any kind of a numpy array that you are going to create, so you can try to define a data type. So numpy dot I can try to call uint 8 by the way. So uint 8, and now if I'm going to show you this. So this is a blank canvas that I'm able to draw. A complete blank canvas I'm able to draw over here, and then I can try to plot anything that I want inside this particular canvas. Maybe a rectangular shape, maybe a circular shape, anything that I want, I will be able to plot it over here. So let's start doing a plotting of this one, guys. And I will be using show image, and I will be drawing all these things inside this particular canvas itself. So here cv2 dot rectangle, if I'm going to call rectangle, so there is a function which is already given to you for drawing a rectangle over here, and where I would like to draw this rectangle. So obviously I would like to draw this rectangle inside the canvas. That's the first part, right? This blank space that I have created, inside this I would like to draw the like a rectangle. Now so inside this rectangle, so you have to give a top left corner, you have to give a bottom right corner. So basically you have to give x1 y1 x2 y2, and then you have to give basically a color of the rectangle and maybe a thickness of the rectangle. So here what I can do is that I can try to define maybe a top left corner x1 and x2. So top left corner, simple top left corner I'm going to define. Now here you don't have to remember anything. It's completely fine if you're not going to remember. So top left corner is 50 cross 50. This is the like a coordinates which I have given, and then a bottom right corner, so the bottom right. So what will be the coordinate to draw the rectangle? So maybe I can try to give over here 350 cross 150. So this is the coordinate for the bottom right. And then what should be the color of the rectangle? So here I can try to define maybe just a blue color. So 255 comma 0 comma 0. This is going to represent a blue color. Yeah. And then what should be the thickness of the rectangle? So in terms of pixels, I can try to define that. So maybe I can write that 5 pixels. Yeah. 5 pixels over here. So this is going to create a rectangle for me. Yeah, this is going to create basically a rectangle for me. And if I have to showcase this entire things, so maybe I can try to call this one inside my show image. Yeah, inside my show image, I'm going to call. So rect rect, inside this variable, I'm going to hold it, and then show image. I can try to call over here rect, and then rect rectangle variable. And as you can see, so it is able to draw a rectangle for me, right? It is able to draw a rectangle for me. So it's a very simple one, right? So if I have to draw the rectangle, I can directly use a rectangle function. Similarly, so if I have to draw a circle inside this canvas, how I can draw that? Similarly, so cv2 dot circle is a function which is already available, and I'll try to draw this circle on a canvas, a blank canvas that we have, and then I can try to define a center of a circle, because that is important. So center of the circle, I can try to give any coordinates. So 200 comma 300. So this is maybe a coordinate for a circle I can try to give. And then what I can do is I can try to define the radius of the circle. So maybe the radius is going to be 70. I can try to define. And then I can try to define a color of the circle. So maybe I can try to give a green color. Green color means 0 comma 255 comma 0. Yeah, BGR. So green. So G is basically 255 BGR. Now, so here thickness of the circle, if I have to give, so maybe I can try to give 3. Now this is things that it is able to populate. I can try to save it inside a variable called as CIR circle. And here, so I can try to call my show image, and inside my show image, what I can do is I can try to give CIR CLE, circle, as a title name, and then CIR I can try to call. So here you can see that it is able to draw a circle over here. A beautiful circle it is able to draw inside this particular canvas. As simple as that. Now let's suppose I have to put up some sort of a text inside this entire things. Yeah, inside this entire canvas, the black canvas that we have. So inside that we have to basically put up some sort of a text. So again, I can try to put up a text. So cv2 dot put text over here, and then I can try to basically call my canvas. So inside canvas, I have to put the text over here, and then hello to Sudhanshu. Yeah, hello to Sudhanshu. So this is the text which I would like to put over here. And then I can try to define basically that where will be the position of the text. So maybe we can try to define X and Y coordinate of the text over here. So I can say, I can give any coordinate over here. So 600 cross 60 cross 200. This is the coordinate which I can try to give. So this is a position, and then what should be the font type. So CV2 even allows you to give a font just like your Word or maybe a PowerPoint or any other editor that we are going to use. So font, I can try to call font, and here are multiple font option which is going to given to you. I can select any of these as per my choice, and I can try to give a permutation combination over here. And then what should be the text color? So text color, maybe I'm looking for a white. So in that case, 255 cross 255 cross 255 is a text color. And then I can try to define even a thickness. Thickness is going to be 1 in terms of pixels. So this is going to create a text for me. So here I can try to give maybe text as a variable name. Yeah, as a variable name I can try to give, and there is an error. It is giving me function put text overload resolution fail, augment font scale cannot be treated as a double. Okay, so font scale cannot be treated as a double. Okay, so here I have to pass one more parameter called as font scale because it is giving me an error. Okay, so 0.8 is a font scale. Let's suppose I'm going to define. Now error is gone. Yeah, this is the font scale which I have defined. Now here, so I can try to call my show image, and inside this text is something which I can try to put as a title, and then I can try to call my text variable. And here, so it is trying to print hello to Sudhanshu. In a beautiful manner, it is able to print hello to Sudhanshu, as simple as that. So I'm able to draw a rectangle. I'm able to put up a text over here. I'm able to basically draw a circle in this particular place. Very simple, right? Very simple, and it looks literally a beautiful one, right? It looks literally a beautiful one over here. Okay. Now I can try to even draw a line if I want, right? If I want, I can try to draw a line. So let me write down like a code for that. So CV2, again, CV2 dot line line. It's directly available function inside a CV2. So line I can try to call, and I have to draw this line on the same blank canvas that we have. And here, so I can try to basically define x1, y1 and x2, y2 coordinate, because I'm trying to draw a straight line, let's suppose, right? So for sure, I need x1, y1 and x2, y2 so that it will be able to understand where it is supposed to start and where it is supposed to end. My canvas size is 400 cross 400, right? So here I can try to say that, okay, so just try to start from a origin 0, 0, start from a origin and then go till like a corner, extreme corner. So 400 cross 400. So here I can try to say that 400 cross 400. This is just a coordinate. So as per your coordinate, it is going to draw the line, as simple as that. So 400 cross 400, and then I can try to define a color for this line. So maybe a red color. I haven't used a red color so far. So 0, 255 BGR. R means red color. So for R, I'm giving a value of 255 over here. And then a thickness, maybe a 2 pixel thickness I can try to define. Yeah, like a pixel thickness. Now, if I'm going to call this one inside my show image, and here if I'm going to give a title, so line, and then I can try to call my line variable. So as you can see, it is able to draw this particular line for me, a red color line for me, starting from a coordinate 0.0 and then going till 400, cross 400 is a x1, x1, y1 and x2, y2. So this is a line which I'm able to draw. So now in this way, you will be able to draw any kind of a things, guys, with respect to a CV2, any kind of a shape that you are looking for. And CV2 is providing majority of the function, majority of the method for each and everything, whatever shape that you would like to draw. Now, so you can ask me a question that where we are going to use all of this shape or maybe a text. So whenever you will try to build any kind of a model and you will do a inferencing, means model is giving you an output. Now model, you will be able to see the output maybe on a canvas, maybe on top of the images. Now on top of the images, you have to showcase maybe like some sort of marking maybe, or maybe you have to showcase basically some sort of a conditions that, okay, so if something is going to cross this line or something is inside this circle or something is inside this rectangle, then do this, right? If you have to write such kind of a condition. So in that situation, you will be using all of these shape to build your own full scale custom end-to-end application. This is where these things comes into a picture. So hope all of you are able to understand, and it's not difficult at all. I am not going to recommend that. Remember, even a single thing which I have written over here, just execute once and leave it. Yeah, execute once and leave it. I just want you to know that, okay, so this kind of a things which exist inside your CV2 or OpenCV library, and this kind of a things that can be done in a easiest possible way. That's the whole idea behind teaching you this particular lesson, nothing else. So I'm not asking you to remember even a single piece of the code over here. You should just know that, okay, this is possible, and whenever there will be a need, I will be able to use it and I will be able to do the same. So with that, thank you so much, everyone. Take care, everyone, and see you again in my next lecture.